Hi guys, I always wondered why I won some battles or lost others. So I'm starting this series as an answer, so we can find it together. Now this is intended as a tie-in to my upcoming tutorial series. I messed up my recording for 10 seconds, so you'll have to do with some music. In my latest playthrough, I came across an interesting battle that I want to share with you. And since I have no better example, I was thinking of using it. I broke some rules and I had to make several interesting choices. It was an even battle to begin with, maybe a small advantage to my enemy because of health bonuses and a small number advantage. Be warned, luck is always a factor. First of all, you need to scout your enemy. Later in the game, you can do this with a smaller army to see exactly what his troops' composition, his commanders, their traits and their culture are, as those will influence his tactics and ultimately your tactics decisions. This battle was an early game, so I couldn't afford to do that. Instead, I waited till his army got into view so I can get a hint about his troops' composition. When you don't scout with an army and just see the overall numbers, just assume they're evenly split amongst his flanks. They may be not. It's a risk and you have to take it. In his particular army, I noticed his lack of archers and his high amount of light cavalry, meaning he'll have a high chance for an harass tactic. And if you roll a volley tactic in the skirmish phase, you get a damage bonus against harass. This bit of information influenced my mercenary selection. Being in the early game and not having access to retinues or highly developed holding, mercenaries are one of the only ways to influence your troop composition. I needed archers, so I chose the company with the most archers. I also had plenty of light cav, so I opted for more pikemen for the better defense values. If I had rushed like this, my chances for selecting volley for each flank are 60% for the left flank, 30% for the middle flank, and 10% for the right flank. You'll never have a 100% chance for selecting a certain tactic, but a 60% chance for selection is better than 10% chance. I could have went to battle, or I could have hired more mercs, but I thought with a little tinkering I can skew the odds in my favor. Granted, I had to stop playing and use my combat spreadsheet, but I think for even battles it is worth it. Anyway, after some tinkering, I present you my new formation. We'll analyze each flank separately. Left flank. Skirmish phase. 77% chance for harass. I was content with letting this flank just draw the battle as much as possible. Because the enemy has so little archers, volley was not an option for them, so I couldn't lose the flank, at least in the skirmish phase. Melee phase. 49% chance for advance. 49% chance for force back. This was a big risk as I couldn't guarantee higher chance for advance or lower chances for force back as they have the same conditions. I knew if I rolled force back and he rolled advance, I would lose the flank because advance gets 300% damage bonus against force back, but the enemy was in the same boat. Middle flank. Skirmish phase. 10% chance for volley. 86% chance for shield wall. This was my anvil flank. By guaranteeing the shield wall, I was hoping to hold at least 12 days of combat as the tactic lasts, and buy time for my other flanks to win. The volley doesn't benefit me as I would lose the defensive bonuses, and the offensive bonuses that it provides are not worth it. Melee phase. 15% chance for advance. 15% chance for slow advance, 31% chance for barrage, 35% chance for force back. I wasn't expecting to get melee phase with this flank, and I had the same problems against the potential advance, as both slow advance and force back get penalties against it, and that's a 50% chance combined. To somehow counteract this, I was hoping for 31% barrage. It would not help, but the opponent would not get bonuses against it, and that was the only rule with this flank. Right flank. Skirmish phase. 42% chance for volley, 28% chance for shield wall. This was my hammer flank. Most of my archers were here. I wasn't very comfortable with the 42% chance, but I couldn't get it higher, and even with a shield wall, because of so many archers, the damage would still be great. If I rolled a volley against the opponent harass tactic, I would rout his army in the skirmish phase and help my middle flank. Note: if my leader had 12 martial score, then my shield wall chances would have been at 87%. Melee phase. 22% chance for advance, 22% chance for slow advance, 22% chance for barrage, 30% chance for force back. The melee phase was again dangerous. The presence of the pikeman guaranteed the slow advance tactic. Overall, a 55% chance for a bad tactic and a 44% chance for a good tactic. To recap: win skirmish with right, don't die with middle, and tie with left. Win melee with left, lose middle, right flanks middle, win battle. Even numbers, and he has a heal bonus. Let's see how it goes. Okay, I rolled harass, shield wall and volley, as I was hoping. Note: my left flank has 57% heavy infantry, which soaked 57% of the damage. That's why I'm losing so few troops. He has 20 archers in the left flank, which allow him to roll the volley tactics, 48% chance in total. In the middle flank, my defensive bonuses applied to already high defensive units and pikemen and heavy infantry result in little casualties. The left flank has 9 archers, giving him access to volley tactics, 42% chance in total. He rolled a 4% chance of charge on undefended, which changed the combat to melee phase. Now we are both using our melee values. And because most of my heavy infantry and pikemen were on that flank, my melee values are pretty good. And the volley tactic doesn't give penalties to pikemen and heavy infantry, so I ended up doing more damage to him than I was receiving. In the middle, I rolled the volley tactic with a 7% chance. This meant I could prolong the skirmish phase for at least another 6 days, until he had the opportunity to roll again. I lost my defensive bonuses, but because I didn't change the combat phase, he couldn't use his high damage units in his pikemen and heavy infantry. My right flank routs the enemy and I start to flank. This gives me a 30% damage bonus and another 200% damage bonus against harass, which he is currently using. Note the enemy tactic percentages before the tactic change. He rolls another harass, further prolonging the skirmish phase, allowing my middle flank to survive longer. My left enters melee with a charge, and he enters an advance. Note: if he had entered force back, he would have had a 300% damage bonus against me. The charge isn't actually good, as I was hoping he would roll charge, and I would roll one of the other melee tactics. The only reason I'm winning is because I have more heavy infantry on that flank than him. Note: the charge only lasts for 6 days. My left rolls an advance the moment the enemy routs, but it uses the skirmish values because the opposing flank is in skirmish, so the damage isn't great. My middle flank routs and the enemy forces the melee phase, Again, I roll a charge against the enemy advance. This is neither a blessing nor a curse. Note the enemy damage. My right flank is flanking with a 270% damage bonus. My right flank rolls an advance, which ensures the victory, with tremendous damage boosts, 300% from advance and 270% from flanking, which makes it so that flank is 6 times bigger. The end screen, a good victory. Luck played an important factor, but so did strategy. Looking back, he was lucky rolling the charge on undefended, and I was lucky keeping the middle in skirmish for so long. With this one over, I want to analyze your battles, so we can better understand why we lose and why we win. So send me either replays or screenshots of interesting battles. I will need a troop composition of your each flank, the traits of your commanders, and if you can, do the same for your enemies. Please help spread the word of this series, as I will use these replays and the examples and knowledge I gather in these episodes to produce a combat tutorial. Thank you and